Hello and welcome back to my Ancient Investigations 2. In the last episode, we played through the second middle part of the Inherited Turnabout. Today we'll be playing through the third middle part. Yeah, there's 3 middle parts so far, and someone told me this case is nowhere near over so far, so we'll see how this proceeds. Also, it appears they forgot to make that blue cloth to the left, or, oh wait, no, that's not the cloth, that's the forensics guy. It appears that they forgot to make the forensics guy black and white, and for this flashback. The IS-7 incident 18 years ago, Gregory Edgeworth's last case. Isaac Dover was murdered at the venue of a dessert contest, and his body was discovered in the chocolate treasure chest made by Jeff Master, also known as Master Chef. The victim died from blood loss after being struck in the head with a rock salt lamp. The murder weapon was found hidden inside Delicious Candy Castle. Then, in the victim's room, where no one had searched yet, all of Dover's sherbet sculptures had melted. 18 years ago. Okay. So this case has a lot going on at once. We got poison gas in the present, we got Larry Butts, we got sculptures melting in both locations, we got a dessert contest. I'm really excited to see how it all comes together, because there's 2 timelines running concurrently right now in this case. And I'm just waiting for the moment when it all clicks. Because right now I'm intrigued. Because this case was hyped to high hell. So I am intrigued to see how this proceeds and see how the case concludes and how it all clicks together. I can't wait for that moment. Because I feel like that's when I'm going to be like, wow, this is awesome. Anyway. The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room have melted. Due to that, Prosecutor Von Karma immediately drove us away from the scene. How are we gonna investigate now? And what's with that? Defense attorneys out. Von Karma's methods are deplorable. Well, investigating the crime scene is supposed to be the police's job after all. But you gotta admit, Von Karma's methods are way out of line. Defense attorneys and the police should work together to discover the truth. Raymond, you must realize that not everyone shares the same views as us. Should one expose the truth for the sake of justice, or simply accept things as they appear? Everyone has their own view on what is right and what is wrong. Even if that means convicting an innocent man. Both ourselves and the police are only human, and as humans, we all make mistakes. It is for this reason that we defense attorneys exist, so that those who are alone and helpless can have an ally on their side. An ally on their side? If we cannot investigate, shouldn't we just find some other way to help? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I still have much to learn. You're still young, so you'll have many opportunities to learn. Right, I'll do my best. Hello, Catherine Hall, also known as Kate. Monsieur Edgeworth and Monsieur Shields, would you like to take a brief respite? I know it's not much, but please, eat these. Wow, thank you. Chocolate, okay, we got some chocolates. You know, I gotta be honest, never been a big fan of chocolate. Just, never been, I guess except for the only time throughout the entire year when I will eat chocolates is December, strictly because of advent calendars. That is literally the only reason. I have an advent calendar every December, and then once a day I have just like the tiny little chocolate that comes packaged with the advent calendar for every day of the week, every day of the month. That's it. That's the only time throughout the entire year when I consume anything chocolate related. I know I'm weird, but still, that's just something I felt like pointing out. Let's eat. I appreciate getting some sugar into my system, but these are a little too sweet. And it's a little misshapen too. I'm terribly sorry. Does it not suit your tastes? Not at all. It's deliciously sweet. Thank you very much. But making sweets isn't really my forte. Huh? You made this chocolate, Kate? Yes, chocolate is Monsieur Master's favorite food. Preparing his favorite food is also part of my job, but I'm still not that good at it, so I need him to instruct me. I envy Master Jeff. He gets to eat Kate's handmade sweets whenever he wants. Did you say something? No, it's nothing. This is so sweet, in more ways than one. Miss Hall, you seem very dedicated to your work. Without my work, I wouldn't even have the right to be here. What do you mean? When I was a child, I was abandoned. Monsieur Master took me in. One snowy Christmas Eve, I was left on the doorstep of his mansion. I owe Monsieur Master my life. He became like a father to me, and so to repay his kindness, I want to continue working for him. Kate, you're incredible. Well, looks like Ray's absolutely gobsmacked.
I've lived a long life,
Yet that brought tears even to my eyes. Really, that one sentence. Today, Christmas Eve has finally arrived once more, but it looks like I won't be able to give him the present I prepared. I would do anything if it meant saving Monsieur Master. If there's any way I can be of service to you, please ask. Yes, I appreciate that. Well then, do you happen to know anything about the victim, Isaac Dover? I don't really know much about Monsieur Dover, but I have a photo of the desserts he made for the contest finals. Okay. Good to know. This is certainly a splendid piece of work. Yes, with this exquisite beauty, it's truly a work of art. It's crafted so intricately that you almost forget it's made out of sherbet, whatever. It seems Monsieur Master was also fond of Monsieur Dover's work as well. Wow, he's a Taurus in Gemini constellations. Do you know a lot about constellations, Raymond? Of course, there's so much romance in the constellations. Is there? For example, take the club, lyre, and arrow held by Gemini here. These come from, huh? There are no strings on this lyre. Did Mr. Dover make a mistake in his sculpting? It's hard to think he would make a mistake like that. Huh? I thought you said you didn't know that much about him. I just sort of felt that way somehow. It appears she is hiding something from us. Yeah, well, I mean, I suspect her of being the killer in the present, and probably the killer in the past, too. Based on, again, no evidence other than a gut feeling, because we interrogated everyone else. She's the leader of the museum, so it makes sense. In fact, maybe that was her motive in the past, was to become the leader of the museum eventually. And then in the present, she uses that power to get revenge on someone or to cover her tracks or something. Miss Hall, did you take this photograph yourself? Yes, I took it with this instant camera. It develops pictures instantly. Instant cameras are becoming the new ballistic markings. Every episode in this case so far, we've heard about how instant cameras develop pictures instantly. Wow, I would love to see it in action. Well then, why don't we take a picture right now? Yay, let's have our picture taken, Mr. Edgeworth. Sure, I don't mind. I'm confident in my hairstyle today. What? You're wearing a hat! What? You're wearing a hat? What do you mean? Alright, I'm taking the picture. Say cheese! Why would it matter if your hairstyle was messed up? You're wearing a hat to conceal it. Here, it's developed. A present from me to you, Monsieur Shields. Wow, thank you so much. That's such a great camera. It's the only camera in this mansion. Unfortunately, its convenience comes at a cost. There are no negatives. No negatives? Huh. Is this the same camera Mr. Master used during the contest? Yes, you are well informed. While he made his desserts, Monsieur Master photographed his work. After that, he took photos of all the other competitors' work. Was he taking photos at the time the body was found? The body was discovered during the judging, was it not? Monsieur Master intended to take photos of everyone's rooms, but after he photographed Gustavia's room, he ran out of film. Monsieur Master asked me to change the film on the camera. It seemed the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough. There wasn't enough film? It seems the number of photos he took didn't match up with the amount of film remaining. Well, he told me himself it might have been just a mistake, though. Was it really just a mistake? That's an odd thing to mess up, if it is. Or, if it isn't. I retrieved more film from the main building and went back to the fountain patio. And it was then I heard the sound of something breaking in Monsieur Master's room. Monsieur Master? Are you in here? And that's when I found Monsieur Dover's body in Monsieur Master's room. It was so terrible, I was really shaken up. Before I spoke to anyone else, I called the police. This camera, I've kept it with me ever since. I see. If it's alright with you, would you mind lending me your camera and that photo? Sure, I don't mind at all. Here you go. Thank you very much. Instant camera added to the court record. And Dover's Sherbet Salon. Okay, I saw something about 20 in there. Can I look at... Oh. Hey, Tyrell Bad. Okay, so I saw something about the number 20 in here. Develops photos instantly, has the capacity for 20 photos, but there's only film for 3 more. Okay, so 17 photos have already been taken then. Interesting.
He said he had no more use for me and kicked me out. Manny, that meanie, what a rude thing to say.
It was probably to ensure that you wouldn't eat any more of the crime scene.
So, Detective Bad, did you get kicked out too?
It seems Von Karma thought I was getting in the way.
He won't let me investigate. Why would he prohibit his own detective from investigating? Because he's Von Karma? Just nothing to be surprised there. But we know just about all there is to know about the crime scene. Right now, he's talking to Gustavia in Dover's room. Why does he need to speak to Mr. Gustavia? We heard from Hall that Gustavia was seen entering the victim's room. Mr. Gustavia? Yes, I saw him entering Dover's room and it seemed like he was trying to avoid being seen, although I have no idea what he did in there. He is currently under suspicion for melting Dover's sherbet. Just why did Mr. Gustavia enter that room? I also have a photo of Dover's room here, if you need it. I'll let you take a look at it. What? Why would you do that for us? You still don't get it, kid. I'm saying I want to help you guys in order to discover the truth of this case. Detective Bad. Is that alright, Detective Bad? Won't Von Karma chew you out again? I have no intention of becoming Von Karma's lapdog. If he won't let me investigate, I'll just do as I like. Getting tied up in stupid rules will only blind you to the truth. Isn't that right, Attorney Edgeworth? Of course, Detective Bad. I thank you. This is amazing, Mr. Edgeworth! Now we've got Detective Bad on our side.
I don't really get what's going on, but I'm glad you boys are all friends now.
I'm grateful that he'll lend us his strength. Well then, can we see the photo now? Right. This is the current state of Dover's room. Wow! The sherbet has completely melted. The room is drenched in a light blue liquid. We should compare this with the photo Miss Hall took. Did the sherbet melt because the power cord was pulled? Yeah, because it was pulled. All the refrigerated glass cases lost power completely. Looks like all the power cords were connected to one socket. Do you have any idea when this cord was pulled out? No, it's still under investigation at the moment. What a waste of beautiful sherbet.
Honestly, had I known it would end up like this, I would have eaten even more of the stuff.
Did Mr. Dover's sherbet taste that good?
Oh, yes, his sherbet was most delicious.
Really? I wish I could have eaten some too.
But there was one piece that was so salty I couldn't eat it.
Salty?
It's right here in this photo. It was a part of that lyre.
Ah, I see. That's the lyre from the Gemini constellation. Ah, you snuck a bite from the lyre. That's why the strings are missing.
Phew, I could never have eaten that much. It was way too salty.
Delicious testimony added to the court record. One part of the sherbet tasted a bit different. That's rather curious. Did someone other than her also take a bite out of it? Did you notice anything else?
Now that you mention it, these sherbet sculptures had these strange markings on them. They had 2 letters carved into them. Wait a minute. There. It looked something like this.
An alphabet signature? It can't be. What can't be?
I knew it! I just knew that Monsieur Dover made this lyre. He isn't one to make mistakes in his sculptures after all.
Miss Hall, it's been troubling me for a while, but do you know something about Mr. Dover?
Uh-huh? Why would I know something about Monsieur Dover?
You seem quite attached to Mr. Dover's handiwork. Also, you're currently sweating bullets.
That's just because his sculptures are such great works of art.
No, I believe that his works are very special to you, in particular.
How do you know that?
There is a piece of evidence that we believe belongs to Mr. Dover, and it happens to share a common feature with another piece of evidence. We do?
Please show me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Which 2 pieces of evidence share something in common?
2 pieces of evidence that point to Mr. Dover. Let's start by presenting the first one. Something that shares the pH is the okay. So the pH symbol's here. So if we're looking for something that shares the pH symbol, then we have this. And now the second piece of evidence. What is there something else that has a pH symbol on it? Okay, so logically it would have to be something he had. So would it be the teapot, right? Right, because it was made by Pirouette, and his initials are PH, but there's no actual symbol on this thing that says PH. Oh wait. Or Maybe there is. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so that's information I didn't have, but apparently the teapot had the symbol on underneath it.
Delicious saw 2 letters of the alphabet. They were probably used as Mr. Dover's signature, just as an artist who would sign the name on their works. Right. Oh, I remember now. I see sherbet sculptures had PH carved into them, I'm sure of it.
PH? Those aren't Isaac Dover's initials, though.
No, but we found this seal at the scene of the crime. It had probably fallen out of the late Mr. Dover's pocket. If you pressed the seal into something, it would mark the letters PH. Also, the very same PH symbol is engraved into this teapot, which is not something that I knew. We never checked it in depth to actually find that, so that, I guess, alright. I just never looked for it. Same symbol? This teapot was made by the sculptor Pirouette. In other words, this PH is the signature of Pirouette. Miss Hall, you know about the signature all too well, don't you? Yes, Monsieur Oquette's work always made that signature. He never shows himself in public. His signature is used to identify his works.
So let me guess. Pirouette is actually Jeff Dover. Is that gonna be the twist? No way. Are you saying Pirouette is?
It seems Detective Bat has also realized Isaac Dover's true identity. To Miss Hall, Mr. Dover was no ordinary pastry chef. That's because his true identity was
a sculptor. A fan of sculptures.
That's right. Mr. Dover's true identity was the sculptor Pirouette. What? Mr. Dover was a sculptor?
Things like signatures can be faked if you have the original designs. Can you really use that as proof that he was a sculptor?
No, but what's important here is that Miss Hall thought he was. As for proving his real identity, I'll leave that to the police.
I get it. I'll have the boys check up on it.
As I expected from you, Gregory Edgeworth.
You knew Mr. Dover's real identity all along, didn't you?
Yes. When I discovered the body, I noticed the seal. I knew from the moment he was Pirouette, the man I greatly admired. Thinking that this would be his final posthumous work, I just couldn't sit still. So, that's why you entered Dover's room. Huh? What did you say? When exactly did you take this photo of Dover's room? That was... Perhaps this was taken during the judging.
Objection!
That's strange. I thought you said the camera ran out of film during the judging. Before Mr. Master entered Dover's room, you were the one in possession of the camera. Wasn't that why you were able to take the photo when you discovered the body? Yes, that's right. The only photos you took with the new film were of Dover's room and the body. If that's the case, a new contradiction comes to light. Another one? The piece of evidence that contradicts the 2 photos Miss Hall took is... Well, if those are the only photos you took, so 17. So there were 20 photos that can be taken. You took 1 photo of the body, you took 1 in Dover's room, and you took 1 of us like 15 minutes ago. So that's a total of 3, which makes up for 3 of the 17 photos that have already been taken. So what happens to the remaining 14? That is my instant camera. You've already handed the photos of Dover's room and the body to myself and the police. That reminds me, didn't you also take a photo of me and Mr. Edgeworth just now? The film used in this camera can take up to 20 photos. However, this camera only has 3 photos left, which leaves 14 photos unaccounted for. Exactly what were they used to photograph? Please show us all the photos you took. We will be able to discern your actions from these photos. I'm so sorry. I have told a terrible lie.
Don't tell me all the remaining shots are of Isaac Dover's room.
My deepest apologies. It seems they are all shots of the ice sculptures from various angles.
So when these were taken, the sculptures had not melted yet, but that means the one who caused them to melt was you.
Yes, I am positive that I melted them. You are positive? I am an aficionado of the sculptor Pirouette, who is actually Monsieur Dover. Before the authorities could defile his final masterpieces during their investigation, I thought I should preserve them through photographs, hence I entered his room.
In that case, why did all the ice melt?
It's probably because, as I was taking the pictures, I became entranced with his works. And it seems that my foot accidentally got caught on the power cord, unplugging it.
That's okay. That's a very very specific action to be clumsy about. Like, that's... Tripping over the cord probably would not have been enough to rip it out. Yeah, accidentally say I call BS.
I did not notice the power cord at the time. I would never have imagined that would be the cause of those sculptures melting. Could the truth really be that simple?
I highly doubt it.
However, I cannot say with certainty that she is lying. I'm so sorry to have caused you all so much trouble. As long as you are telling me the truth, there's no need to apologize.
That's right. Don't sweat it, Kate.
Thank you very much.
Edgeworth, here, take this picture. Do what you want with it. Okay. Well, look who's back. You meddling fools still haven't given up yet, have you? No matter how long you wait, I have no intention of allowing a defense attorney to investigate.
No matter. If we can't investigate, we'll find the truth through some other method.
Always ready with a comeback. Well, do try your best.
Excuse me, Monsieur Von Karma. The truth is, it was I who melted the ice sculptures in the Monsieur Dover's room.
What? What's the meaning of this, you clod?
I am truly sorry. Both to you and Monsieur Gustavia.
Do not be concerned about me. Sir Von Karma has already recognized that I had no hand in this act.
That reminds me. Why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavia?
Well, that was because... Silence, ignoramus. You are not to give that attorney the tiniest hint of information. Catherine Hall, you are coming with me. You are under suspicion of being complicit in the murder.
No!
I shall be interrogating you personally. You best prepare yourself.
Very well. Please wait. I still have some questions I want to ask her.
I do not care for your sorry plight in the least. Bad, Gustavia, and while I'm at it, you as well, Scones. I have plenty of questions for you all. Understood.
Well, I'm at it, he says. The nerve.
Well, that's a massive interrogation ring you're bringing with you.
He just took everyone away with him. Yeah, literally everyone. Yes, even if we stay here, I don't think we'll be able to investigate any further today. Let's take our leave for now. It has already grown rather late. I hope the snow has stopped by now. Sounds good.
Someone's hungry.
I'm starving anyway. Let's stop somewhere for hamburgers then, before my stomach joins the chorus. Heh, can't fight on an empty stomach after all. We'll need to report back to Mr. Master with our findings first thing tomorrow morning.
Okay, yeah, like I said, I'm just waiting for things to start clicking, because we've had a lot of information gathering sessions. In fact, we didn't even do a whole lot this episode. We didn't investigate anything, we didn't cross-examine anything, we didn't connect any logic pieces. There's been a lot of information gathering sections recently, so it feels like we're building to a climax. I'm waiting for the moment when things are going to start clicking together, and once that happens, I think this is going to start getting a lot more interesting. So that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more Eastern Investigations 2. Goodbye!